What's going on, everybody? Let's see here. We'll be getting started in just a moment. Go ahead and send out all the text messages and all the reminders. Have a really nice call tonight, nice conversation tonight, and get you guys, back on to your evenings. Let's see here. Two, three. Oh, okay. All right. I know y'all used to seeing the beautiful Carly Gwynn hosting, as usual, but you got to deal with this mug, all night tonight. So again, get yourself something to write with, something to write on, and let's make sure we make a night of it. And at some point in time, we will be having a Q&A at the end of the call as well. So as you get your questions, go ahead and make sure you get those written down. I definitely want to say hello to everybody on Telegram. I see we got 𝐍𝐎𝐓 all the way from Africa, Kenya, to be exact. All right. King of Kenya is in the building. Carla Wynn is in the house. Debbie Henninger is in the house. Welcome. Timothy Lambert out of Dallas. It's a good thing you changed over, Tim. You know what I'm saying? Packers is in the building, baby. We going to the playoffs, baby. We back with love. All right. Lisa D is in the building. Hello, Lisa. Terica Superstone is in the house. Joe Cohen out of St. Louis is in the house. Welcome. All right. Jeremy Dennis out of St. Louis. Angel Trin out of Houston, Texas. Welcome. All right. I see Laura Johnson out of Carolina over there in the Kakalaki. Let's see here. Leslie Johnson's on Facebook. Let's see here. Renelle Anderson, welcome. Latoya Landry is on Facebook as well. Welcome. Earl LaSalle. Canada is in the building. Welcome. Let's see here. Candy McDonald is in the building as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Hey guys, yeah, we'll just keep on going. And like I said, tonight's title of the training is going to be 8 R's of rebuilding your down economy. So make sure that again, you're in a place where you can pay good close attention. Make sure you are eliminating distractions. Put the kids up, put the dog out, tuck the husband, in bed or something or whatever. Just make sure you're in a place where you're not disturbed. See here. And as always, my name is Samuel Bean, out of Houston, Texas, and this is the Foresight family. So we'll take a couple of more minutes. People logging in, let us know where you're calling in from or where you're logging in from. See Shirley Xavier out of Atlanta, welcome. Dr. April out of Florida, welcome. Let's see here. Like star-studded event here tonight. Got all the usual suspects and some. All right. Let's see here. All right, we'll be getting started in just a moment. Okay. All right, who else we have? Audra George is welcome. Just joined the call. Welcome. Let's see here. Dr. Arlene George is on the road. Welcome. Ivan McGee, welcome. Dwight Hudson, welcome. Glad to have you guys on board here. Again, make sure that you have something to write on, something to write with. Make sure you have something to type on as well, because I know if you like me, I like to type my notes out and then go back and write them in once I make my updates and corrections. Once I put my spin on things. Joe Cohen, tell Pastor you to come on here so he can kind of see what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all got him on the hotline. Get him on the hotline. Tell him, come on, we got something to talk about. I got a birthday present for him. Boy. So tonight's gonna be, I would say, short and sweet, but it's definitely gonna be sweet. And I want to make sure we touch on a couple of things because when it comes to the millionaire mindset, guys, that's what it's about. It's about the mentality. It's about the mindset. Let's see here. Gwendolyn Weber is on. Welcome, welcome. Facebook is blowing up now. That's what I'm talking about. And guys, again, if you're on Facebook, make sure you're doing what Tim Lambert does, Leslie Johnson is doing, Latoya Landry is doing, Carla Wynn is doing. They're all tagging their partners, they're all tagging their colleagues, and they're all tagging people who they want to introduce to our community. So with that being said, again, this is Samuel Bean. I am one of the proprietors of the Foresight Business Academy. One half of it, the other half, the beautiful Kim Wynn, is on Facebook as well. And so, but as every week, guys, this is what we do once a week, and we try to do it without fail. We rarely ever miss a Monday. But if we do, it's because it's a holiday like Christmas or something like that. But this is where we come to make sure you guys get equipped, make sure you guys are prepared and fortified to go out there and fight for your goals and dreams, and make sure that you are trained well, and not just trained personally for you to go out there and win, but trained enough to where you can go out there and teach it and train some other people, empower some other people. And so as lines continue to fill up, I want to make sure we continue to tag, all the way through the call, all the way through the training. Even the people who you don't see on, make sure you're tagging them and telling them to go back and watch it, and make sure you can even type the name of the training in that comment when you tag them. That way that you'll give them a little bit more urgency, a little bit more value. So, but before we do that, as I always like to do, I always like to start off and kind of give you a little bit of insight on the Foresight Business Academy, and let you guys know that, again, foresight is a very important word. Obviously, it means vision, seeing into the future. And when you look at the Foresight family, it's, that's our thing, is that we know that you're rich before you do. We really and truly like to see the best in people before they can see it in themselves, and we like to bring it out, help them bring it all the way out. And that's what it's always about, right? And when you look at our agenda and our who we are, basically is what we call Project Pride, PRIDE, producing residual income in a down economy. That's what we want to do. That's what we've been doing for years. That's what we're going to continue to do. It's like a life mission for us. Okay, and so that's important. Putting people in a position where they can get money coming into the house on a set it and forget it type scenario. Okay, and then when you look at our definition of purpose for the next 2 to 5 years, okay, that is to fulfill Project 10,000. And Project 10,000 is to get 10,000 people to earning $5,000 a month in residual recurring income. And that's just the foundation. That's the base. And at some point in time, what we want to do is, partner with people who are successful within this investment network and go out there and start investing in real properties, buildings, land, telecom, and different things, and putting together business entities where we can partner with people who we like, love, trust, and who we've grown. So ultimately, that's one of the things that we want to do, is, to build something special, so special that we can go out there and continue to invest in, in what we want to invest, but invest together. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and move on. A couple things, making sure that you guys, again, the cruise is right around the corner. I say right around the corner. It's January. It's in July, but you guys know how fast July will be here. Make sure that if you haven't got your spot on the cruise already for July, Cruising with the Beans, do so. Go to the website. Make sure you get your cabin before they are booked out. If they are not booked out already, I don't think they're booked out already. So we would love to see you on that cruise, letting your hair down, working on your tan like myself. I'm going to be out there getting nice golden brown tan, right? Letting my hair down and enjoying myself. Because again, I want to make sure that we're enjoying life, not just existing in it. Okay. Another thing we want to do is want to make sure that you guys are, again, plugging in to the Saturday morning trainings. They continue to be powerful trainings. They continue to provide a lot of insight, not just in business, but in life. And you're learning way more than just how to talk to people about business. And so I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the content that's coming out of it, excited about the impact that it's having, and what people are actually saying and doing coming out of that Grant Cardone Crash Camp on Saturdays. And so I see a lot of our, people who are participating in it on a regular basis here on the calls, and I'm excited about that. So that's important. Also want to make sure, guys, that we are making sure that we have our accounts on any of the investments that we are participating in, making sure your accounts are in great status, making sure that you are continuing to educate yourself, on the investments that you have your hands on, and feel free to make sure that you are, reaching out if you need any help for three ways and lifelines. Again, that's very, very important. Always contact your senior partners first, and they're your first line of defense in offense in this situation when it comes to your three ways and lifelines. But then the second, third, and fourth voice coming in to help you validate, what you're offering, or to help a person have a nice warm and fuzzy, when they get started, so they can really get in here and build, or get in here and make sure they get the most out of their investment. That's important. So let's make sure that we're doing our part on that. As far as FCF updates and things like that, guys, we have no changes on FCF. And as far as Mrs. Beeman and I are concerned, right now, we are putting ourselves in a position where we're kind of cooling the jets on passive platforms right now. We want to make sure that whatever we have in play with SCF, we're going to let that work. We're going to let that do what it do in March, as they're projecting March or April, whenever it's going to do what it's going to do. As far as El Green, that's doing it. We're pushing, we're promoting, we're pumping, and we're building, and everything else is pretty much passive. Everything else is, again, as you guys want to invest in, or as you guys see fit. And we put some other things that are out there that you guys may want to participate in, but as far as us actually focusing on them and building platforms and systems around it, we won't be doing that. And there's some other things that we do have coming on. And again, that's the things that we are going to be promoting initially. I will say over the next 30 to 60 days will be something that we'll start with the leaders first. Okay? And once we get the leaders acclimated to it, and it's going to be more traditional. It's going to be more, along the trading sides, the PAM account type of things, of actual firms that we are familiar with, firms that we have people who've done some really good vetting on. And so those returns are going to be solid. They've been solid so far. But I want to make sure that, again, we just continue to monitor them over the next, 60 days, so we can continue to see how the money is coming in for us, so we can have some things to show you guys and to give you an opportunity to say, you know what, yeah, I want to be a part of this situation, or I don't, but I can tell you it's going to be a five-figure situation, around about a $10,000 buy-in on that one. And so you can get your head right and kind of get your heart right and get your money right. So you got a 60-day head start on that one, if you need it. And so remember, take one platform and build it toward another one, right? Make your investments pay for the next investment, right? That way you can make sure that you're on a good foot. I am happy to report that our long-term investment from Australia is amazing. It's doing exactly what we promised it would do. And that's the one thing that I have 100% confidence in. This is the one thing that I have firsthand, access to the people who are running it, and it's my baby. And so I'm proud to report that we actually have people who are here, on the call tonight, that are actually be receiving annual returns, because it's been a year for them this month, next month, and in March. But as soon as this month, we got people who will be receiving some really significant returns from their annual investment. So that's going to be big. I'm just excited about that, because remember, long term is where we want to build toward anyway. We want to make sure we're building up enough reserves where we can put money away and have it operating for us, in a more solid, secure state, but also something that we don't have to worry about looking over our shoulder on and wondering if the company's going to go in or going to go out of business or be around the next day. So again, long-term, secure stability, really good returns. So excited about that. Now, what I want to do real quick here, before speaking of El Green, before we jump into the training tonight, the conversation topic for tonight, I definitely want to bring up Angel Trend. I know Angel Trend is going to be doing our PS5 tonight. Like I said, we're going to do one every Monday night. So we'll have somebody host, or not host, but do a role play. And so since we have, let's see, Angel, you can go ahead and and pick on Jeremy Dennis. You go ahead and invite Jeremy Dennis. He's always game for a good invite.
All right. Hey, thank you so
Hello,
much. Hello, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Jeremy. Good evening.
Good evening, Angel. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. I know it's been a while and we definitely need to catch up at a later date, but hey, do you have 3 minutes?
For you, Angel, I do.
Awesome. Zoop. I just sent you something.
What is this, Angel?
It's one of a screenshot of my royalties that I receive from my sports contract, and it's paying 1% every day, 6 days a week, 26 days a month.
Wow. 1% a day?
Correct.
And you said it's a sports contract?
Absolutely. Now, do you have anything currently in your portfolio that's paying you that much?
I have nothing that's paying that good.
Great. So, hey, Zoom. I just sent you a Zoom link. Let's go ahead and hop on here so I can show you more.
I don't know if I got time, Angel, right now.
Sure. You don't know if you have time, so how long is I don't know? Is it 5 minutes you can give me?
I could give you about 10 minutes if you got 10 minutes, if it's going to be before then.
Absolutely. That's perfect. 10 minutes is more than enough.
I'll
So
hop
you
on
ready to
right
hop
now.
on? All
Yeah.
right. Perfect. And now we're on the call.
Okay.
And I just showed you the 9-minute presentation.
Okay.
And we're at the follow-up stage afterwards. So, hey, Jeremy. So what did you like most about what you saw?
Well, for one, I liked how everything was a contract, and I loved the 1% a day for sure.
Absolutely. And that's what everyone says, right? That's what I said, to be honest. So, um, I'm definitely gonna send you some more information on that. But, on a scale of 1 to 10, Jeremy, where are you? One being that you love it, but you need more information, and 10 being that you're so excited that you're ready to get started right now. What number
Well,
are
I'm like a number 9, number 10. I trust you, Angel, and I know you wouldn't just bring anything to me. Like I said, we haven't talked in a while, so I knew it was important if you contacted me. So yeah, I mean, I'm ready to start right now.
awesome. All right, let's get you started.
Thank you.
And thank you. So there it is, guys. Again, we just want to make sure you guys again have because some of you guys do not get on the Saturday morning trainings. And if you don't get on the Saturday morning training to learn how to have a conversation, learn how to use the PS5 script, again, you're going to be in the dark, and you're going to cap the amount of earnings that you can make. And so the PS5 again. Guys, you can use that PS5 with anything. You just change the verbiage, change the company, change the returns, change everything about it, and use it to fit, what you actually want to do with it. But thank you again, Angel. Thank you again, Jeremy. And next week we'll bring somebody back up here again, and we'll pick on somebody new next week, right? And so, but be back. Just make sure you are here, and make sure you go back and watch this so you can kind of get an idea what it is. But also the PS5 is, again, we're going to make sure we put the new PS5 out, or updated PS5 out in the Facebook group so you guys can have access to it when it comes to El Green. Okay. So as it pertains to tonight's conversation, guys, again, anytime, it's not just a new year for us. Again, we have to come through and get things together. We got to come back through here and rebuild some stuff. We got to come back through and replenish some stuff. And so when you look at the 8 R's of rebuilding your down economy, right? It's going to be important. And not necessarily in any order, but you want to make sure the first thing you do is reflect. And so you have a whole entire year. Last year, 2023, the year that was, right? You want to go out here and you want to reflect and say, hey, look, what happened in 2023, right? What went right? You know, did I make more money? Did I make more money? Did I make less money? Um, was I able to move money around and reinvest? Go back and look at the whole entire process. What did I do right? What could I have done better? What could I have done different? Okay. What role did I play in my wins and in my losses? Right. What was my activity like? What was my, when it comes to me building, me plugging in, me, being present, just kind of reflect and then grade yourself, from A to incomplete. A, B, C, D, E, F, I, A to incomplete. All right. If you just put money in the system and that's all you did, again, grade yourself accordingly. If you put your money in there and you went and did everything that we taught, grade yourself accordingly. But the one thing you don't want to do is lie to yourself. Because in school when we grew up and you didn't do what you were supposed to, and you didn't do what was required to get a passing grade, you repeated the grade all over again. And the one thing I don't want you guys to do is, again, repeat 2023. Good, bad, or otherwise. You're supposed to be better and advance in 2024 going forward. So when it comes to reflecting, make sure you hold yourself accountable for giving yourself the right answers. Okay? And these are your answers, so you don't have to worry about impressing anybody. Okay? But reflection, we talk about it all the time. It's very, very important. It's very, very crucial. The second thing, you want to regroup. After you reflected, this is where when you look at regroup, and I'm talking about, this is where you regroup emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Yeah. This is when, like I said, once you have everything all drawn out and you wrote out all your reflections and all your feedback that you gave yourself, it's time for you to forgive yourself. And it's time for you to make amends. It's time for you to, if you had an amazing year, that's like some people did, it's time for you to stop celebrating yourself and get back into the game, right? Again, regrouping emotionally. Any baggage that you have, from 2023, if you haven't dropped that baggage, go ahead and drop it now. Let's just say you're at the door 2024, don't bring it in the house. Leave it at the door. Okay. So mentally, forget everything. I mean, like I said, it's easy to say forget everything, but it's not difficult to replace everything. So you don't want to have an idle mind in the situation. What you want to have is an active mind. You want to have a proactive mind, actually. You want to go out here and make sure that now, going through this new process, you become engulfed in it. And keep in mind, this process has nothing to do with what we focus on, as a investment group. You can use this process for anything and everything, because a lot of you have different irons in the fire. A lot of you have different projects you're working on outside of this actual group. And I encourage you to keep your options open. I encourage you guys to be proactive and looking and vetting things and investing in other things if it makes sense. But you can use this process for anything. But when it comes to regrouping, again, mentally, get rid of the baggage. Okay. Spiritually, again, any guilt, get rid of it as baggage. Okay. And so when you regroup, you want to give yourself a fresh start. Right. You want to be aerodynamic, low to the ground, so you can move fast. Because again, as we always tell people, the world is not going to slow up so you can catch up. Okay. So regroup emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. After you've regrouped, after you've gotten yourself together, you can think straight, right? Okay. And you basically, in regrouping, you probably then added a little fasting in there as well, by the way, before I move into the next one. But you add a little fasting in there. Anything and even a little exercise. Again, exercise helps you distract yourself from different things and kind of also helps you start feeling more positive, higher self-esteem. you start replacing all of those negative, thoughts and negative emotions and feelings with positive stuff. Even if it's learning a new language, again, just something that can give you some positivity, some wins and things like that. So get your mind going in the right direction. Okay. Reverse engineer. Okay. So reverse engineer. Now you want to start 2024 from the end of it. Okay. Where do you want to be in 2024? What goals you want to accomplish? What strides do you want to, what mile markers do you want to hit? Right? How many people do you want to help? And really just start to lay that thing out. Okay. But also you got to ask yourself with a platform, remember what platform are you doing it in as well? At the end of 2024, what platform or platforms will you be, building? Yeah, important. Because again, you have some people again who are like in some platforms, like some people are in 𝐿 and some people not. Some people did 𝐍𝐎𝐓 and some people didn't. And some people did Novalink, some people didn't. And so it's just, again, whatever platforms you're building, make sure that you know how you plan on ending it in 2024. What do you want, to actually get accomplished from that? The next R is rebranding. Rebranding. Okay. And so now you want people to look at you on an elevated level in 2024. This is where this is where you start to add more value to your name. Add more value to your name by, again, becoming an expert in your field, becoming a professional in your field, right? Behaving and moving in an era of excellence right now in 2024, in the beginning of it, will help you towards the middle and the end of it. You'll be amazed that when you rebrand yourself and you start looking at yourself in a different light, how other people will start looking at you in a different light, and you'll start to attract the right people. You think about 2023 and you ask yourself, was I attracting the right people in 2023? Answer is yes or no. Right? And if the answer is yes, okay, the question is, how can I attract a higher level of person in 2024? How do I need to rebrand myself in 2024? And if the answer was no, again, the same answers. Again, how can I attract the people? What do I need to do to myself? How do I need to rebrand myself to make sure that I attract the people that I really need, by my side, people I really need working with me, people I really need in my circle, right? Because a lot of us have toxic people in our circle, or lazy people in our circle, or complainers in our circle, or, victims in our circle. And again, a lot of you are comfortable with that because a lot of you have, some of those character traits as well. Think about it. Again, misery loves what? Company, right? So toward the middle of the year, right? But toward the beginning of, let's say, first quarter, when everything was going crazy in Novalink, right? People felt bad, right? And so when you feel bad, you tend to attract people who feel bad as well, people who are going through some things as well, and nobody can help each other in that scenario, right? And then you come toward the middle of the year, you have 𝐍𝐎𝐓. Some of us took some more losses, right? And so now it's compounding with even more people, right? People in your group and people outside again. And then at the end of the year, you already know how it ended up. And so right now, you're going to, because right now, guys, when it comes to some of these other R's, you're going to have to rebrand yourself. It's a requirement. It's not one of those things that's going to be optional if you're going to be successful. Right now, you have to and must learn how to bring more value to the table, more value to the industry. So when we start talking about different things, start moving in different directions and start pitching different projects, you'll be a voice that people want to hear from. You'll be an authority, or you'll be an expert, or you'll be a professional, or you'll be something, a trusted source that people can look to regardless of what the resume says. Okay. There are a lot of people in all walks of life that have lost and then turned around and won. I know a lot of championship teams who lost in the finals, and turned around and came back and years later won the ring in all sports, right? And you saw people who've been bankrupt, made some money, went bankrupt, and came back and made even more money. And they've had to go bankrupt 2 or 3 times. But after that, those losses, which would have been embarrassing and debilitating for some people, they used them to stand on, and now they're richer than they've ever been in their life. One person in particular went bankrupt as a millionaire, came back as a multimillionaire, went bankrupt again. Then went bankrupt as a person who had hundreds of millions of dollars and came back again. Now he's worth billions of dollars. Okay. So it's not about, what happens to you. It's about, who it happens to. Who are you when it happens to you? What type of person are you going to be? Somebody with resolve, or somebody who is knocked out? Somebody who's a walking, living, breathing corpse, or somebody who is built to take a licking and keep on ticking? Okay. And so that's the thing. We all go through stuff, guys. And I'm gonna just tell you, some of y'all look and behave like what you're going through and what you've been through. That's not healthy. That's not good for business either. Right? And so the only people who know and should know what you've been through are people who have a vested interest in your lifestyle, people who you've invested with, people who you basically done business with, and the person who can help you get out of the situation and help you move beyond it. Other than that, it's nobody else's business. Okay. So again, reverse engineering, rebranding, right? Rebrand yourself into a marketable, a marketable entity. Now re-engage. Okay. Re-engage means re-engage with your leaders. Re-engage with your builders. And some of y'all are in the witness protection program when it comes to your people. And some of your people are in the witness protection program when it comes to you. And you like that, Jamie? So I'm just saying, this is where you have to start making those phone calls. You have to start reconnecting. You have to start making sure that people are all right. Okay. And I get it. Human nature, I understand. You want to give people their space, because it's comfortable for you, because you don't have to talk about the uncomfortable. But again, your comfort zone is your broke zone. And getting uncomfortable, having those conversations and reaching out to people, making sure they're all right, is what builds character in you, but also lets people know that they're in business with the right person. Okay. That's a responsibility for success when you're doing business with other people. So re-engage, guys. Again, like with enthusiasm. Don't get on there with don't call a person back with hype. Call a person back with an understanding. Know that you know what the situation is. You know if they won, broke even, lost money, you know where they're at. And so call them with an understanding and see how they're doing, check on them and figure out where they're at, and let them know you're there for them, period. It doesn't have to do anything about business as far as, you calling them to pitch them something. It's just call them, let them know that you're a friend. Call them, let them know that you're, again, a colleague, somebody who cares. But re-engage. Because timing is everything. Timing is everything. Remember, if you brought something to somebody and they lost on it, okay, the best thing that you can do is go win, right? And bring them something that can help them get back on their feet or help them recoup and become whole again, right? That's why, again, Mrs. Bean and I, again, we are scaling back on passive platforms, and we're looking for more predictable and more secure ways to do business, still with high returns, minimizing the risk. Okay. And so, because think about this for a second. If you ask yourself, a lot of you have actually gotten a taste of fast money. And a lot of you don't want anything except for fast money. That's unhealthy. I'm gonna just tell you, you got to get you some slow money in there, some moderate pace money, just get you some money, but don't put yourself in a position where all you chase is fast money. Because if that's the case, you'll lose all your money fast at some point in time. The chances are slim to none if everything that you've invested in and you're over leveraged in high return stuff, high volatility stuff. It's the chances of you making it out of there sane, yeah, they're not that great. Just knowing what I know about money. Okay. And again, we're all human. It happens to us all. We all get excited. We all get tied up in it. And it feels good. I can just tell you, we were walking on, you know, walking on clouds, when you got $1,000 a day coming in, $2,000 a day, $5,000 a day, $7,000 a day coming in. And right now, you thinking, man, God did his thing. Man, I tell you. and you are at that point in time, you don't think nothing can happen except for tomorrow's coming with another 1,000 or 5,000 or $500 a day. Okay. And so not only do you expect it to come, you double down on it. Right. And you like, hey, look, let me just go ahead and put this in here and let this ride for at least another 3 to 6 months. And I'll take it all out. And next thing you know, that plan is 3 months already. And all of a sudden you can put more money in there, double down on it again. And anybody, have you witnessed that? Anybody witnessed that with me? If you witnessed that or been a part of that, put me in the chat. Just want to make sure we all on the same page, because again, this type of investment can be like gambling, and they have 800 numbers for gamblers. I'm just that dopamine kick in, guys, and I just tell you, things happen. And I can just tell you, when you can't control it, you get to that point where you can't control it, it's a bad situation for a lot of people. Okay. So please re-engage with people. Please reconnect with people. Please reach out to people, let them know you care, find out where they're at in their life, and then talk to them, have a conversation with them. Trust me, we've had thousands of people come through the network and invest something. And I'll just tell you, we want to make sure that everybody is fine, but we understand that we can't communicate with everybody. And this is my platform and medium to reach back out and connect with people, make sure that people are at least plugged in to about as safe as places it can be. Because being here and being around us and having these conversations are a lot safer than talking to yourself. Yeah. So re-engage. So now replenish your pipeline. Okay. Replenish your pipeline is the next R. Replenish your pipeline. Okay. And what I mean by that is it's very self-explanatory. This is where you get back on social media. It's where you get back into the markets, get back to meeting people, 3-foot rule, eyeball rule, whatever it is, and start to reconnect, start to go out there and have conversations. And it don't have to be conversations about money. This is where you go out here and now start to give everybody the Kendrick Fieldpart experience, or the Terica Cephas Thorne experience, or the April Roll experience. You let people get to know who you are. Yeah, and start to build those relationships and build, and who knows, one day, you may have something of value to offer them again. Yeah. We all know that, our next million is not going to come off the last batch of investors that we had. Right. And so you have to remember, your people is your capital. People is your capital. Remember, people are born every day. Money, when you lose money, you can replace it, right? But money is not your capital. Money is a tool, but people, relationships, that's your capital. That's where you make your investments at. That's what's going to keep you, with a roof over your head. That's what's going to keep you, basically comfortable traveling, shopping, or free. Okay. But make sure you're replenishing your pipeline. That's one thing I told my wife. We went to the outlet the other day, and she's like, "Why are you going to the outlet?" I said, "I'm going to buy some pants. I gotta go buy some slacks. I gotta go buy me some new jeans." I said, "I gotta get out here to these mixes. I gotta get out here. I'm gonna get back out here like I'm super broke. Like, I gotta get back out here and meet people, shake some hands, kiss some babies. I just, I gotta get back into my element." all right? And you do too. If you're going to be extremely successful, you do too, right? So replenish your pipeline, okay? The next R, replenish your financial reserves. Replenish your financial reserves, replenish your capital, right? And so, like for me, I don't like to use my own funds. And so right now I'm looking at going back through a process of using my credit again. So in the new venture that we have money in, I replenish my capital and replenish my resources by putting money off of line of credit transfers from some of my credit cards, and I put it in this event, and then put it into this thing, and I'm now taking that money, out of that as far as returns, to put it back on my credit cards to pay them off. Okay, but right now, anything that I'm not in a negative, with my investments, but some people are. So now you have to find a way to get yourself, out of that hole, replenish those funds, and but it's going to have to be done with new investments. Okay? And so what you do is put yourself in a position where you figure out where that money is going to come from. Okay. What platform is going to come from? What platform is going to furnish it? Then once you figure that out, then you figure out where you're going to get the money to invest it. Okay. Once you get the money to invest it with a plan and say, hey, look, this is how much money I am short based on my other investments. I got to get that money back. Okay. Okay. Now this is how much money I am short based on where these monies come from. These credit cards, these line of credit transfers, or my insurance policy, my IULs and stuff like that. Okay. Or my CDs or whatever it is. I got to get that money back. Okay. And then, okay, I can start repurposing funding, for other things. But always take care of the most important stuff first. Always take care of the place you see where you got that seed capital from. Replenish that money. Put that money back there. Okay. Let's see here. The next one is relaunch. Once you're at a position where you've invested, you feel good about whatever it is, and you are one of those people who want to launch and want to promote, want to build. Again, you have no baggage at this point in time because you've already put yourself in a position where you've dumped all that baggage. So now relaunching should be easy for you. Relaunching on a new project, you should be able to just pin your ears back and just go, right? So whether you're relaunching in January, February, March, April, just make sure that you are prepared to run and don't look back. And anything that we launched and you actively launched last year, right? You actively built last year. Put me in the chat if you actually perform lower than what you could have actually performed. Put me in there. If you left something on the field, you didn't give it your all in 2023 when you launched, just put me in the chat. And I thank you guys for being honest. Okay. So when you look at relaunching, that's one of those things that, well, no, what didn't I do when I launched the last time? What could I have done better? What could I have done different? Did I call everybody that I should have called? Did I get on all the calls and trainings? Did I get on all the presentations, or did I use all of the system that was available to me? This is how you go from 100-aire to 1,000-aire, and from 1,000-aire to a millionaire. Making those changes, making those adjustments, and hitting it. Okay. And I know I said 8, but I got a couple of them on here, some bonus ones on here, but relaunching is important. Now, this is very, very important. This one is respect the process. Respect the process. Remember, when you do pretty good, like and you're part of a process, you normally don't give it all. You give it your all. But you don't have to sell all the way out and tell everybody you know, I just want you to sell all the way out on being a professional. If you can do that, you winning. If you can do that, people respect you. Okay. If you do that, you respect yourself. You feel better about yourself. Just go all out on the process. You don't have to oversell anything. Matter of fact, to go out on the process, you don't have to recruit one person to go all out on the process. You can just be an investor and go all out on the process by being a student of the process, being a student of the platform that you're investing in, where you can actually take care of business. Help people if you, by chance, decide to recruit somebody. But respecting the process, guys, is very, very important because you have people who are out there and they don't respect it at all. And those are the most dangerous people out there because those are the people, quite frankly, who will turn on you in a minute. Anything goes wrong, they don't respect the process. They're not plugged in. They don't know how much we pour into people. And all of a sudden, they go on the attack and they don't care who they hurt. Okay? They don't want to hear anything except for where my money at. That's why going forward, it's definitely going to be Foresight family. And it's not going to be, everybody in the Foresight family that'll be investing with us. It's not going to be allowed. I don't care how much money a person has. If we can't trust that person emotionally, not just, from emotional sophistication is a very important thing. Okay. If we can't trust that person emotionally, that person's not plugging in, we don't really know that person, can't vouch for that person, and we don't have somebody that's really solid vouching for them, chances are they won't invest with us and these other platforms, especially the long term. Yeah. So respect the process. And when you respect the process, what happens is you teach people how to respect the process as well. I know, Jeremy. I know. I know. Right? People can see that you respect the process. People can see that when you respect the process, you're teaching people how to behave in the process. Okay? How you edify the process, how you edify the people who are bringing the opportunities to the table, that's all important. This is the type of stuff other people don't teach. They teach you how to go recruit, bring people in, how to get all their money, and how to move on. Again, money is not the most important thing here. Your lifestyle, your emotional well-being, mental well-being, all that stuff is important. It's way more important. And your name is way more important than everything else. Okay. But we talk about rebranding, right? Yourself, but remember that last bonus R is repairing your name. If your name took a little bit of hit over 2023, raise your hand, put me in the chat. Again, there's gonna be a lot of me's in there. But I know my brand took a little bit of hit, but that comes with the territory. And the thing about it is this, guys. It didn't take a hit because you did something bad. It took a hit because, again, most people are, again, not emotionally sophisticated enough to lose a dime. Even though they agree to it, even though they say they're okay with it, they understand what it is. That's why people ask for guarantees. Because when they ask for guarantees and you give them one, they can come and attack you legally, ethically, and morally. That's why I don't give guarantees. One, it's not my company, it's not my process, my platform. So I'll never give a person a guarantee. And I'll tell people all day long, we don't need your money. That's not the type of money we're looking for. Okay? A lot of that, sometimes that money becomes blood money, if you know what I mean. So all money ain't good money. And all people ain't good people. That's why you can't do business with everybody. So if your name took a hit, repair your name. And the best way to do that again is by going out there and finding something that's working and bringing a person an opportunity for them to become whole again. Okay. But also going back to the process of re-engaging. You can't wait until you find something that works to re-engage. And that's going to be the worst time to tell them about the money anyway, because they just lost with you. So it's best for you to re-engage right now. when you don't have anything, and everything that you have, they already know about. Make it about them, not about the money. Right? And so that's important. And so those are the things, guys, that I really, I just wanted to kind of, those R's on how to rebuild your down economy. Because a lot of people, I was just thinking, and I was just talking to my wife today, and this is one of those things, kind of how my own personal checks and balances. What happens if I woke up one day and I had nothing? What happens if I woke up one day and I lost all my streams of income? And I'm in a position where now I'm about to lose my house. Now I'm about to lose my car. And now I'm about to, it's a real question that I asked myself, and it gave me a real emotion and a real feeling in the pit of my stomach. Like, what would I tell my son? How would my son look at me? How would they feel? And what type of pressure would I put on them? How would that impact and affect them in school? Would they have to change school? Would they be living in a rental house or an apartment? Or, it's like those type of things that, remember, I grew up with nothing, so I know what it feels like to have nothing. I've been there before, and so it's not hard for me to reimagine that. And that's what puts me on purpose when it comes to these things that I'm giving you guys to do, which again, all of them are optional. Nobody has to do anything I just said. These are just some things that I'm just telling you how I think, the state I'm in right now. Okay. I'm rebuilding from a down economy. Remember, when you look at a chart, you look at a graph, the most successful companies in the world, they still have dips. And this is nothing more than a dip. Now, if you're emotionally unsophisticated, it's a valley. Okay. But if you're engaged, you're plugged in, and you're emotionally sophisticated, it's a dip. It's a bump. It's a blip on the radar. And then you move on again and continue to increase your value and continue to climb. And you only do that by increasing your financial thermostat and your personal development thermostat. So with that being said, guys, those are the things that, again, I wanted to make sure I went over with you guys tonight. Like I said, tonight is going to be short and sweet, but I wanted to kind of give that to you so you can now start to build this year out from scratch. Start redesigning it, if you will. And so you can go out there and get the actual results that you want by the end of this year. Okay. And so a lot of you had big goals, and just because we didn't hit them, and some of you actually are in a worse place than you were before you started to make those goals, it don't mean you change the goals. It just means that, you change the date. Okay. Remember, you are more educated and more empowered at the same time. Regardless of what the financial situation is, you're smarter, you're wiser. You have lessons that you've learned that people can't take from you. That's why the person who went bankrupt, he realized the mistakes that he made. He realized how he contributed to it. He realized what happened in the market that he didn't engage for, all those things, and he came back bigger, stronger, and faster, made way more money. So if you look at it as it's half full instead of half empty, okay, you get a full glass. If you look at it as half empty, you get a broken glass. Because it comes with frustration, you slam against the wall. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open up the lines for you guys. Any questions about this? Any questions about just mindset? Any questions about anything when it comes to what we're talking about today going forward? And any questions about that I may be able to answer, I guess, about El Green as well. So I'll open up the floor, but go ahead and put question, and then after you put question in there, I'll see it, and I can see the question that you're going to have. Rhonda Simpson, Lonzo Burbridge, what's up, man? We got some, man, my good peoples is popping up here today. Jennifer Borton, hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Oh, yeah, we got some rock stars here today. Sandra Haynes, hey, Gary, what's going on? All right. Jason Tannery, what's happening? Okay, all right. All right, so let's see here. Any questions? Okay, says Mr. Bean, I have a person who lost $5,000 and they're upset at me. What would you suggest I do to mend that relationship? Okay, so good question. You want to do the same thing that I did for a person who lost $50,000. And the person who lost $300,000. I have a person who, long time friend of mine, lost $300,000. And I was honest with him, up front with him, let him know I was here for him. And again, let him know this is what we had our hands on. Okay. And the person who lost the $300,000, that person actually had a chance to not only take out the $300,000, but that person had a chance to take out $500,000 in profit. But that person in particular chose to leave his money in there. And so he can get to $1 million first. And I warned against that. When it was at $600,000, he could have got all his money back and left the $300,000 and then started from scratch and played with house money. And again, that's not what he wanted to hear, but he ended up having to receive it because it was the truth. Like I told him day one, I didn't bring you in here to make money off of you. Making money based on referrals is a byproduct of me sharing what I have to offer. Okay. But when you were at $600,000, I personally told you, as a matter of fact, even when he was at $200,000 in profit, I advise you to start taking money out then. And so we just had a really honest conversation. I didn't go into one of those I told you so, like, it was just a real compassion because I understood his pain and I understand what he was going through. And same thing with the person that lost the 50. I'm like, hey, look, you put $50,000 in this thing, and if you look at your back off, when you open it up, it says $175,000. Okay, which means that when I was telling you to plug in, I was telling you to take money out, I was giving you all this advice on what to do or what not to do, you weren't paying any attention. Okay, you wouldn't follow up, you wouldn't get back with me. You're always too busy. But now that you can't get the 50,000 out, forget the 175 that you see. Now that you can't get the 50 out, now I have your attention. Now you want to communicate with me. Now you want to call me. Now you want to text me. And that's not how this works. I love you, but there's nothing I can do for you. I have $500,000 in there. My wife's got 250 in there, $750,000 in there. But we made sure that whatever they got, they wasn't gonna get what we invested. I put $10,000 in, I got 225,000 out. Okay. And that's the thing I want. I'm like, we're in this process, and they call it a process for a living. When you avoid plugging into the process, you put yourself in a position to becoming a casualty. Okay. And so, I mean, all I can do for you right now, is to keep you updated if anything changes. But there's nothing that I can personally do for you. Okay. Remember, you manage your own account. Those are PAM accounts. And so, my heart goes out to you because I don't want to see anybody lose any money. But again, you have to take the responsibility for what happened. And then you have to forgive yourself for what happened. And then you have to move on. Whether you never make another investment period in your life with me or without me, at some point in time, you're going to have to forgive yourself for the decision that you made so you can move on in your life. And so these are not easy conversations. I've had somebody even go as far as threatening me. Okay? So it is what it is, though, guys. I mean, that's not new. That comes with the territory because you're dealing with human beings. Okay, but let's see here. So if they're mad, show them love, just love on them, and at some point in time, time heals all wounds if they are genuine people and you are genuine with them. Question: when it comes to re-engineering, is that something a person should work with their senior investors, coach, mentors, or establishing a plan of action? That'd be a great idea, Tim. That'd be a great idea. Okay, so when you re-engineering, yeah, yep, reverse engineering for sure. So that's what it is, reverse engineering. Yep, reverse engineering. You definitely should. If you got a plan, you want to make sure you get that taken care of and run that by your senior partner once you finish with it, have a little sit down, little conversation with it. And so whether it be with El Green or anything else that we have going on, you definitely want to have a conversation with that. Basically, what you're planning on investing based on what you're planning on doing as far as recruiting. Have all those things that before you sit down to talk to somebody, have all the things in place on paper that you need, that you're willing to do, willing to invest, all that good stuff. And then when you sit down with them, they'll be able to go over your plan with you and tell you if it's feasible, if it needs to be changed, if it needs to be altered, whatever, if it's unrealistic, and get some insight on it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so guys, looks like we don't have any questions. So tomorrow night, we'll have Laura Johnson is going to be doing the call tomorrow night. Carly's on a cruise. This is why you didn't see her beautiful face here tonight. And then on Thursday night, you'll be seeing 𝐍𝐎𝐓 𝐅𝐎𝐑𝐪 back to back on Tuesday and Thursday night. So we got two powerhouses presenting and showing you the El Green presentation. So make sure that your people are plugged in so they can use that platform to recruit. And again, guys, don't sleep on the simplicity. Okay, when it comes to those videos, we're doing it that way because it's simple. Yeah, people who are building big building big groups and big portfolios of investors, that's all they're doing. They're not trying to go out there and be the public speaker in a situation. It's all about simplicity, all about duplication, and it's all about you winning in a short period of time so you can put that money back, where it belongs. I can just say right now, based on what we did, because of how aggressive we were with it and how the returns came back, we were able to take some of those monies from El Green to now go and matter of fact, the whole entire time we were investing in El Green, we were taking El Green money, putting it in SCF. And so now we're taking this and we're putting it in our new strategy. And so you always and forever want to put yourself in a position where you make money fast, not slow. And if you are inclined to recruit, don't recruit onesies, twosies. Don't recruit in batches. Go out here and go at it. Go hit it hard and put everybody in play. Okay. And you'll see your dual team blow up because as we discussed when we had a conversation with Mrs. Bean, when you're dual team on last Tuesday, that dual team will spit out money every day if you're putting people in on both sides every day. If you're putting people in on both sides and your team is putting people in on both sides every day, it's spitting out money every day. It's giving a royalty every day and something that you can now take out. If you're not going to double that account, take out and put it into another platform or take it out and replenish, some money, some places where you actually took money to invest to begin with. Okay. So let's see here. So guys, before we get out of here one more time, go ahead and I just saw Shirley Xavier do this. Go ahead and tag a lot of people in here so they can come back and really watch this. A lot of people need this. This is going to be some healing for some people. It's going to be, people going to be able to move on and forgive, based on, some of the stuff that they hear tonight. And it's going to be some people who probably would have checked out of investing period and wasted this whole entire year, 2024, who will now be able to put that behind them and move forward faster. And regardless of whether it's with you or not, it doesn't matter, is that they get a chance to, go out here and make a decision to move forward and actually have a life going forward. So other than that, guys, wish you guys the best. Continue to go out here and do better than your best. And make sure you're always putting people first. And when you put them and their families first, guys, you and your family will never be last. So y'all take care. See you guys at the top. See you guys at the bank. And we'll see you guys on the beach. See you guys on the cruise in July. And we'll see you guys back here next Monday night, Millionaire Mindset Call, same time, same line, more people. Take care, guys.